Hello, Mr. Gold Striker. I wanted to talk about life since I moved to this city that I live in now. I see a lot more like homeless people and gangsters and just a bunch of bullshit that I didn't grow up around. A lot of people I talk to about this just try to tell me put yourself in their shoes, or you don't know what it's like to be them, and they're just doing what they have to survive. Since I've lived here, I've had my vehicle broken into twice, and it seems every day I see the news someone got shot overnight at one of the local bars, and it really blows my mind away that people live this way. But everyone just tells me put yourself in their shoes. They're doing what they have to do to survive, and I find it really hard to empathize with these people. As a Christian, I want to love all these people around me regardless of their situation, but I find it pretty difficult, and I'm not sure, unless I'm just some globalist empathize maxer retard, I don't know how people really keep themselves from going into hatred for these people. It's kind of a fucked up thing to say, but you know what? After I see all this crime, it's how much more can you ask of us, just regular Americans who go to work every day and pay our taxes and everything? We got these people running wild on the streets and a government that doesn't want to give the power to law enforcement to take care of some of these issues because they don't want to seem racist. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah, keep it real.
They're bugs, okay? They're human bugs. I'm pretty sure it's not your job to have the same mercy that God has for the people that are shitting on the street outside your house. It's their problem to work it out and get mercy and empathy from God. Fine, but we don't have to tolerate living in a society like this. It's just not the way that we're supposed to. And by the way, it's an attack. The fact that there's in any major metropolitan area, you could arrest probably 1,000 people and crime would disappear. Violent crime would disappear. And the police know who those 1,000 people are. Everybody knows. The FBI knows. The DA's office knows. Everybody knows who the 1,000, the 500 to 1,000, it might even be 100. There might even be 100 people in these violent crime-ridden cities that are doing most of the crime. That's a real thing though. It could be solved overnight. Same goes for homelessness. If America, if anybody in any position of power wanted to solve homelessness, it's something that we could start working towards. But the fact that they're allowed to set up shop wherever they want and create a huge fucking problem and litter a playground with needles and stuff. Who are you having empathy for? Any library that's had a homeless outreach program, the computers are just full of porn and they have it's just for homeless guys to jack off. They're horny, they're schizophrenic, they should be isolated from society. Them being in society means that someone's gonna get raped, a car's gonna get set on fire, whatever. Life is gonna become unlivable in a sense. That's not empathy, that's just performative virtue signaling.
We're not supposed to tolerate sin or harming people or putting children in a predicament where they can get step on a needle. There's a recontextualization of turn the other cheek that has been turned against Christians to be oh, just forgive forever. No, it's unjust to let somebody unjust get away without being punished, actually. It's really the state's problem that they should be fixing. You shouldn't have to go out and vigilante and FAFO. You shouldn't have to FAFO, and then put yourself at risk.
Time.
It's FAFO time, baby.
Yeah, we got creative bums out here. We got smart bums.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this in the past. There's this one bum who's by the colleges, and he writes these signs that are designed to appeal to smarter people. So it'll say they want economics to rule us all.
Wow.
But that's the type of shit that he writes on his signs. Or
genius.
He's smart enough to know that the two-party system is like a scam kind of deal.
But this guy I'm talking about was an engineer because he had this blind and it said peekaboo, and then when he pulled the blind out, it said, "Help me!"
He made a contraption.
It was, yeah.
Whoa.
And I wonder if he got any fucking money.
That's
Rube
impressive.
Goldblum machine.
Because that was a
should've
25
used that to
cent
build
idea.
himself a job.
I should have pitched quarters at his forehead when I saw it. It was remarkable.
These people suck. Homeless people suck. Even the white ones are thieves.
Oof.
They're thieves, man. They're thieves. They're liars.
Junkies.
They're in the predicament they're in because they did something bad. They burnt all bridges. These people suck. And it's not you don't need to forgive them. You need to make money to pay for your own life. That's what you need to do. That's like forgiving some fuck up should be priority number 72,000 on your list of priorities. You're fat, you're out of shape, you have no money, your car sucks, you dress whack, you're online all the time, you're on Discord chatting with other guys. Like, bro, you have 7,581 priorities ahead of. Was he a Southern guy? He's probably not on Discord. If you're actually worried about forgiving the homeless, you're probably not on Discord. Nevertheless, it's not your problem.
Hi, my name is Preston. I'm 25. I'm a software developer. One of those people that can't get hired because, Indians. My last family member died last year. I'm alone on the holidays. I'm hungry. I'm living paycheck to paycheck and can't afford to get food right now. So yeah, I don't know. I guess your video resonated with me. I don't know if you're going to listen to this, but thanks.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he was feeling the winter blues, lack of vitamin D. Honestly.
Yeah.
That chemical stuff will mess you up, and you'll think it's some thought, but it's not. It's just chemicals. If you don't have vitamin D, you could imagine, whatever is your ailment, but it's the lack of vitamin D, I would say. But look, man, you're 25. You're a very young man. You have decades ahead of you. If you were like Sam, you're 25, which is what this caller is.
Yep.
Hey, man, can't give you $1 billion, but I can make you 25. I'd be like, holy fucking shit, dude. Let's go, baby. 25, it's time to smash the gas pedal. It's time to go, activate. It's time to severely become a beast and savagely lock in. You have time, is the point, okay? You have time. That's a massive boon that you are overlooking with your depressed ass, frankly, faggotized phone call. I would like to be like helpful. Oh, Sam's so wise and helpful. He really helped me out of a jam. But if you're 25 and you have an ocean of time ahead of you and you're a healthy white male, I can't get with this program. My family died. Oh. He's 20. Is he 25?
I believe so, sure. Yeah.
Oh, my family died. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They wouldn't want you in the state.
If you're a man, you're alone. And if you're not alone now, you're gonna be alone. And psychologically not being able to deal with that or letting that impact you to the point where you're calling a show and mentioning it, okay, means that some element of your psyche is still a little boy.
Kill that little boy inside.
You don't have to kill the little boy that lives inside you, but you have to grab life. You have to. Otherwise, you are just going to be a guy watching. What's the show that's like takes place in hell and has demons and it's a cartoon?
Has Been Hotel?
Has Been Hotel.
What in the 9 circles makes you think a single denizen of hell would give 2 shits about becoming a better person?
This is what your favorite entertainment's going to be if you don't grab life. If you don't affirm, if you don't tap into the generative, ceaselessly erupting fountain of energy that is the source, the fire of life that's there for you to tap into. You're not 60, you're not in a wheelchair, you're not schizophrenic, you don't have these problems. You can find this thing and grab it, and it's there, and you have to. It's your duty to grab it so that you can pass this knowledge on to others. Stop whining. Enough faggotry. Your last family member died? Ooh, that hurts, man. That's not gonna help us. Like, it's the 11th hour. Civilization, the cracks are showing. Hold on a second, I want a moment of silence for your family, bro. It's really bumming me out that your family's dead. It's really bumming me out big time. Moment of silence. The cracks are showing. The American empire it's dwindling. The fires are dwindling. The enemy hordes are at the door. But one time, I remember my dad took us to Six Flags. But then he got lung cancer. He didn't make it. He died when I was 24. Dude, throughout most of human history, when most people were 24, their teeth were black, they had been stabbed several times, and also all their families dead. Okay? So, buck up. There's delayed development going on that everybody's subject to. When you're 18, you're really not a man. When you're not a man, you're still hanging on to little boy stuff, and little boy stuff is you should be protected, you should have caretakers, you should have family members that love you, you should be protected, etc. But manhood is the opposite of those things, and that's what your 20s are about. Your 20s are about finding the strength, and it's not the strength that is on Instagram. It is fake for nothing strength. The best example of that is these soldier guys who, I killed 1,000 people, man. For who? For what purpose? Oh, for Israel? You killed 1,000 strangers for Jews. You're the toughest, most badass guy ever, Mr. Soldier. I promise you, the comments in that thing, this Sam Hyde guy wants to talk smack to J.A. Jocko. Oh, good luck with that. That's what that fucking guy said. I'll spit in that guy's face. I would love to get into an altercation. He's gonna pull out a Glock 1000 on you. I'll fucking back into him with a truck. How about that? When I see him picking up his pain pills with his Sergeant America U.S. flag wheelchair for his disability, I'll back into him with the truck. How about that? I'll watch it happen on the camera, on the reverse camera. Okay? How many people did you kill for Israel when it was your time to stand up, brother? None. My conscience is clean, okay? I'm not some washed up wannabe soldier guy that's going on that's so fucking humiliating too. The only way you can make money is doing podcast tour. That's pathetic. Why don't you let him parade you around in a dress and a tutu? That's your sentence. That's your sentence. I judge you. Your sentence is you have to spend the rest of your fucking life going on these stupid podcasts, endorsing coffee and supplements and talking about how cool it is to be in Afghanistan for the rest of your life if you want money. If you want money, that's what you're doing, okay? That's the way it is. But that's not real strength. By the way, real strength is, can you protect people who need protection? That's what real strength is. Real strength isn't bully shit. It's not how badass you can whatever. It's not abs. It's, can you hold the world together? The seams of which are constantly fraying and coming apart. Can you hold it together? In the same way, by the way, that I think God is holding the world together. I think I don't know if this is backed by theology, but that's my hunch, is that God is using an unimaginable amount of energy and attention to constantly hold together the seams of reality. Does that sound insane?
No, he does will everything that he,
okay.
Yeah.
Confirmed. I just intuited it. I didn't read that anywhere. That is your job as a strong man, is in some way enact a microcosm of what God does and hold together a bubble of stability for the things and the people that require stability. And if you're 25 and you're bitching about your parents, you're not there yet, so you got to become a man. What else did he say? He's talking about Indians and stuff. Don't talk about Indians. That's my job, okay? Don't worry about that. I don't need you to be funny.
Things can always be worse. There's no such thing as rock bottom, right?
Things have always been worse. You have to fight. You have to find the fighting spirit. If you don't, you're useless. If you can't tap into the fighting spirit, you're useless. If you're 25, that's your mission, is to find that.
You know what I hear? When I hear like my whole family lineage is dead and it comes down to you. You are the last in your ancestry.
Yeah.
You can create a hourglass turned sideways shape where all these people came down to you. If you have a family and you start making people and taking care of them, woo.
Yeah, you're the last one. What are you going to do about it?